Guys, first of all, before I go any further, I'd like to apologize for my voice. It's been doing this really strange thing and I can't talk in my normal high-pitched voice, so I sound kind of sick, but I'm not. Things are just kind of weird at the moment, but I promise they will be back shortly. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's get started. I've been wanting to do this for a while now because I have noticed that there are not many hair tutorials for vintage babes who are black on YouTube. Like, there are a few vintage pinup inspired looks that some YouTubers do, but they're more for like natural hair, or they do it, the other ones that I've seen are for people with, you know, the texture, like white people here, okay? Yeah. So I wanted to make a tutorial on how to get short vintage hairstyles on texturized or texlaxed or relaxed hair. And Joy, you opened the door in my video. They're gonna know it's you. Get out! Here are the things that you are going to need to get these adorable little pin fluffy thingies. Some what you call perm rods. I have 3 sizes. I have these little baby tiny ones, and I have these slightly bigger ones. They're both purple, and then I have a really big one, and it's like a peachy orangish color. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's basically what they are. And then I have a hair clamp to keep my hair out of the way, a regular comb, and some Motions setting lotion. And it'll really like make your hair like nice and moisturized, and it'll make sure that your curls don't like fall immediately. So that's all you need for now. Later on when we do the brush out, we're going to need a paddle brush, but this is all we need so far to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is just take out anything that was previously in your hair. You are going to section off your hair the way you want it to be. So you can do a middle part or a side part. I really like side parts. Some people can pull off middle parts, but I prefer side parts. I think they look better on me, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And this is what my hair looks like after I have co-washed it and blown it out with a blow dryer and straightened it. So this is just the best way for my hair to do what it's supposed to do and not tangle up and whatever. So what we're going to do is we are going to section off our hair, and I'm going to do this section first because this is where the bangs are going to be. And so I take my comb and I section like this, and it's just gonna be like, so like right behind or right in front of where your ear is. And it doesn't really have to be a specific, like a specifically perfect section. Like whatever you do will work nicely. And just to let you guys know, I did have my hair bleached and dyed green over the first semester of 2015, and because I didn't moisturize it the way it was supposed to, it did break off. I also had in clip-in hair extensions, and combing them and trying to maintain their texture to blend with my texture got kind of difficult, and my hair really started breaking off. So I am in the process of getting that fixed, but that's why there's like my natural hair tone, and then it's lighter at the bottom because the bleach didn't really completely fade out. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your setting lotion and you are going to pump it in your hand, so it looks like this. It's kind of cute. And you're just kind of like rub it, and then you're going to put it in your hair, just like work it in. You can do the ends and do the roots. Just make sure that all of your hair has some of the product in it. You want to do this section by section. You can always go ahead and do your whole head, but what I've noticed with that is with my hair it gets pretty stiff, and so then it gets really hard to put the perm rods in it that way. So I like to do it section by section like this. I don't like to do it like hair strand by hair strand because then my hair will be really really like saturated, and then it will be a lot harder for me to, you know, like make the curls dry. So what we're gonna do is just gonna take our finger and we're gonna part off a section of hair right here. And we're gonna split that section in two. So this first section we're gonna use a small perm rod. Shut up. We're gonna use a small perm rod for this. And we are going to take our perm rod like so, twist the ends around it a few times, and then we are going to work our way up to the base of our head. And then take it this way. I'm sorry, it looks really complicated the way I'm doing it, but it's really not. You want to make sure the band is over here, and then you clip it so that way it stays in place and it doesn't fall anywhere else. And we are going to work it around our finger a couple of times. Move it to the base. And then voila. So these are the first two, and they're rolling them under, so they're going this way to make it curl kind of like that. So that's the first section. Then we're going to take regular clips, this size, the slightly bigger size, the purple ones, and we are going to section off another piece of our hair. And we're doing the same technique, just working like this. There you go, see? Using that clip, making sure the band is on this side, and then we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so just one reminder here, you do not have to have your curls uniform. Mine clearly are not. They're not perfectly straight or anything like that. They really don't have to have a specific sort of pattern, because no matter what happens, you are going to achieve some sort of curl, and that is what we want. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the other section of hair, and we're going to section it the same way with our comb, just like this, sectioning off where we meet the ear. Same process as before. Just make sure you don't put too much on, because again, if your hair gets too saturated, then once you take out your perm rods, your hair will be a bit crunchy, and we want the hair to be as smooth as possible, so it's a lot easier to brush out. We are going to take the small little perm rods again, and we are going to do one per row so far for this side. Just work it up to your head, and this time it's easier for me to go back, making sure that the band is this way so it doesn't, you know, move at all anywhere. So that's basically it. You just repeat the same process. I'm using the bigger perm rods now. It's considerably more uniform, as you can see, than the other side, because I have like one or two rows, or you know, clips per row. The first section of hair is done, and we are going to go ahead and move to the back section. We are going to take our setting lotion once more, and depending on how much hair you have in each section, that determines how much setting lotion you can use for this. I'd say this amount is pretty good. It's fairly good. So we're going to start from the bottom, and we're going to work our way up this time. So I have two sections in the back here, and I'm going to take the biggest perm rod that I showed you earlier, and I am going to roll my hair under like this. Everything should be okay, because these particular perm rods can hold a lot of hair. Generally, I will use roughly from 2 to 3 perm rods per row when I'm working in the back. It just depends on how much hair you have sectioned off. And the back section is usually, like for me, if I'm doing this at night, I get really tired when I get to this point, especially since I have my hands up for most of the time, so I do this kind of sloppily. Usually, if I do it that way, the ends may not be as curly as, say, the root, like more towards the root of the hair. But once you brush it out, it should make a difference, and if it still does, then you can always pin it back with bobby pins. So at this point, I am extremely ready to fall face first into my pillow and just drift off to sleep. So let's do the first 2 sections, first 2 or 3 sections done. Yep, that'll work just dandy. This is quite the workout for your arms, you guys. There we go. Yay! Ah! Oh, there we go, all done. Here it is, my setting pattern, I suppose you can say, for my hair. Okay, so basically after this, I put on a satin bonnet on my head and I go to sleep with this on, or if it's during the day, I leave it on for 3 hours or so. If you want your wet set or your roller set to go by faster, you can definitely go ahead and just take a blow dryer and just, you know, do it all the way around your hair so your hair dries. But if you want the best possible results, then I would definitely recommend leaving this on. So this was part 1 of the video. I'm gonna put my satin bonnet on. Yep, here's my bonnet. And I am going to do some much needed chores, so I will be back later with the much awaited brush out. Yay! So thank you so much for watching this video. You know, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Let me know if there are any more hair tutorials or makeup tutorials that you want to see. But this is basically how I set my hair for vintage style. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.